All right, we are about there. It's time to get down to business. It's the day we start blocking the primer. I don't like doing it. It's tedious, very, very tedious. And I'm going to break it down of how I like to do things. At the end of the day, this is just my way of doing it. I've been doing this for 24 years, maybe longer. This is just my way of doing it. People have different preferences. I've just done it for so long, I find this way works best for me. I'm gonna break down the process and let's get to that right now. So let's start off by what I'm using. I got some 3M blocks that was made for the dustless systems. You can see where the vacuum would go into. I love these things. These blocks are really nice. It's one of my go-tos, but if you're doing a full-on car show where you need a laser straight, I would recommend getting a more solid block, a plexiglass style blocks. Or in some other cases, I use this because this one doesn't really have much of a flex in it. It is really hard, but like I said, I don't think we're going to be using any of these. Maybe this one because it has a curvature on there. But the main ones that you usually need are just a few of them. One long one, medium, and a small one, and you should be good to go. And I got this little soft spongy one just for corners. I'll show you. Just for corners, like right here on the bottom of the edge where it has a curvature on that. And in the other areas it might have a curvature, but that's what this is for. It's not really good for making anything straight, but it's good for something like that. And also I have this little cordless Milwaukee sander. It was meant for woodworking, I believe, just the way the shape is. I got to cut the paper out myself to get that weird looking, I don't know, a house shape or a triangle slash triangle. I don't know what you would call that, but I'm using this just in case I might need it in some areas, which I don't think, because everything's going to be hand sanded and maybe finished with a 600 and a DA, which with the soft backing. But if I were to use this, I'd probably use it for this area right here. Something small. You would never use it for the body. It's just for little areas you don't want to get your finger in there and your finger's getting tired. You can use this. That's pretty much it, but we'll see if we use that. I'm not even sure yet. So yeah, the day that we primed it while it was still tacky, I went over with a satin black bomb can, which you can see right here, all the little black in here, the little shades. That is my wet guide coat. I usually always do this on my first stage of priming. Wet guide coat will block this whole thing out in 320. And then to finish it off, I'll use this all the rest of the way for the guide coat also. This is a dry dust one. You kind of rub it in the sand scratches and all that. And I'll work my way up all with a 600 grit. So before I start off blocking anything, let's get this damn door open. I open up everything because what I am going to do is I am going to go through all these hard line edges where the primer meets the old finish. I'm going to knock that edge straight down on everywhere. Back of the window area, trunk area. Get that all prepped out and all that. The reason why I like doing that, because I used to have preppers back in the days in the shop, and I would get in the shop, I would get in the paint booth and I start spraying, and I noticed none of the edges got taken care of. I mean, I ran into that issue with a lot of my preppers, you know. So the best way for me to attack that, even for myself, since I'm a one-man team right now, I'll just go and attack all that first. I'll knock it out with like 600 or 320. Most likely I'll probably do a 400 actually. Knock it smooth, knock it smooth. In fact, we'll do that right now. It's really easy to sand this. You don't got to be too crazy careful. It's hidden and it's really hard to ruin it with the 500 grit sandpaper. All we're doing is knocking that little hard edge off, because when we paint, that is going to show and it's going to look hideous. Like I said, some people do this last, but today I just feel like doing it first, knocking it out and getting it out the way so I could not have to worry about it. all I would have to worry about at the end of the day would be blocking the entire body of primer. It's really tedious, that's for sure. See how long it takes just to knock that little hard line out. There you go, it's getting there. I mean, it gets covered with the seal right here. This is for the back window. Yeah, for those of people who think you just sand your car, give it a quick scuff and spray. That's not how I like to do it. It just got to do things right. As you can see how tedious this is. So just for me to knock out all this, all the hard edge all the way through here, it doesn't take crazy long, but it still takes a lot of my time. Even back here, we're also gonna have to do it the back of the fender, but that's when all the car gets disassembled. A little tedious, but we are getting there. So how about we just jump straight to time lapse? Oh wow, you guys are still here. Well, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for staying tuned, especially that long blocking time. That was very long. My arms, definitely feeling it right now. My shoulders, my elbows, but you know what? Let's turn the camera around. I gotta hurry up and end this video because I gotta take my son to school right now, so let's turn around. So, as you can see on the time lapse, I had blocked everything all by hand. 320 all the way through. 400, 500, and I went over with the DA 600, which you don't need. That's not necessary, and I don't recommend you doing that unless you got some experience doing that, because you can really put some waves in the thing. And all these areas like here, the cut, I call these cutting areas I don't need to block. I just hit these all by hand with 400, then went right over it with 600, glided right over it. Yep, we were getting there. Hood's all done. What's left are these areas that I always keep for last. I'm gonna actually have the brother and sister-in-law come help. I'm gonna have them do all the small things that I shouldn't waste my time on because I got bigger things to worry about. They're gonna have them clean this all up. I already pressure wash it, and they're gonna scuff it all. We're gonna disassemble all the fender liners. And yeah, scuffed areas, like, actually, you know what, I already took care of the gas area. That's all scuffed completely. Yeah, I'm gonna have them scuff all this underside up completely because we're gonna throw color on there. I get it, it's covered, but you know what, we've already gone this far and done this much work. Why not go the extra length and make that look really nice and clean? Yeah, it is looking good. We are getting there. So next video will probably be me prepping and breaking down the car. Yeah, the next video won't be painting. It's gonna be a couple process or a couple of stages until we get to that step. But I think we should call it quits, and I want to say I appreciate you guys for watching. It's time for me to take my son to school. There he is right now. Oh, Viren, we're gonna have a good morning. All right, catch you guys later. And thank you for staying tuned and clicking on this. I really do appreciate it. So we'll catch you later.